time is well spent, so I'm going to go ahead and read my text that we're going to be in today. If you'll go with me to the book of St. Matthew, the 27th chapter, and we're going to read through the 27 and a portion of Matthew 28. They will go together today, and if you there, signify by saying that's Matthew 27, and we're going to start at verse 57. Matthew 27 and 57, and just keep reading with me. There is some meat in there that I want to give you the history of. Are you there? Amen. All right, reading of the King James, it says, "When even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, who also himself was Jesus' disciple. Right. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre, and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day that followed, the day of preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Right. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure unto the 3rd day, lest the disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, he is risen from the dead. Right. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, you have a watch. Go your way. Make it as sure as you can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. Chapter 28, at the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the 1st day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake, and become as a dead man. And the angel answered and said unto them, Fear not ye, for I know that you seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay. I'd just like to talk to you from a brief thought. He did it. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it. The thing about it is, what we have to understand is that we love friends who come through for us. We love friends who give us a promise and say that I'm going to be there for you. And sometimes we are shocked where someone is quiet and they go through with what they promised, and you say, he really did it. Yeah, he said he was going to do it. He really did it. We have a record of Jesus telling not only his disciples along the way, a few days I'm going to be with you, and a few days I'm going to have to leave you. It's imperative that I leave, because if I don't, you won't have a prepared place. Right. Now, you may not understand this right now, but it's a necessity for me to leave. I put it in the realm of a mother going to work when a child is small. They don't quite understand that it's a necessity for the mother and the father to go to work to provide for them, but the child still cries. And as they get older, they began to realize that it was a necessity for mom and dad had to go. And Jesus is trying to tell his disciples, it's a necessity. It's not going to look good. In fact, you're going to scatter. It's going to hurt you, but I got to go. And so the thing about it is, he says to them, they realized. Now, look at this. The disciples didn't quite understand. But they did realize that Jesus was the man in the hour and the plan. Right. And so as they progressed, they did understand. But you remember when he was crucified, they scattered. They went back to their old way, old fishing, old thing. But here it is, some people, the Sanhedrin and the Pharisees, remembered what Jesus said. Isn't it amazing how devilish folk can remember the word of God? See, that's why they like to remember, because they like to twist it up. The average person who loves to cause confusion knows what God said. The atheist knows what God says. That's why he tries to use it and twist it up. But here, they realize that Jesus told us when he was here, but look what they call him. They addressed him as a deceiver. Jesus ain't never seen nobody. All he did was raise the dead, made the lame to walk, the dumb to talk. Here it is, he fed people. And the thing about it is they said he's a deceiver. And yet, but they remembered his words. They said that while he was here, now they saw the miracles. They saw the fish and the barley loaves. They saw the winds and the waves, but yet they were so dogmatic on getting rid of him. You got to watch yourself. There's some folk in life who just want to get rid of you because they don't like the way you walk. They don't like the way you serve God. They don't like the way you do things. They don't like the way you raise your family. It's not that they don't have, they just don't like. And so in life, the young people call them haters. You're going to have some spiritual haters along the way. You do know that there's arguments that go on in the church. But the good thing is that God says the very gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Now, you need to get this clear. He did not say it wasn't going to be hell in the church. He just said it wasn't going to win. And so we have to hold on to that. But here come some folk. Anytime somebody is doing good, evil is ever present. I don't like the way you make your Kool-Aid. You make it too sweet. I don't like the way. Let me show you how to do it. See, folk that know everything don't really know anything. It's about self-control. It's about controlling every situation. And so here they are trying to control the situation. Mr. Pilate, he said the last time we walked with him that he was alive, that he was going to get up in 3 days. Now, we've seen the miracles. We've seen the sun stand still. We've seen the waves and the water be still. We've seen him pluck Peter out of the water, but we just want to make sure that he can't roll the stone away. And what they didn't know, he didn't need the stone roll away. That Jesus could walk through rock. And so here it is, they said, well, we want to stand and watch. So Pilate say, watch. People are still watching Jesus work. And they yet, Brother Paul, they don't believe. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Jesus says, in 3 days, brothers, you tear me down, and in 3 days, I'm going to build it back again. And the Jewish thinking, and that's what's wrong with us. When Jesus is addressing us with heavenly things, our minds are figuratively bound to earth. Jesus is talking about heavenly things. When you kill me, I'm going to raise me up. Well, the wise Jews who realized it took 46 years to build a temple say, man, he's crazy. He's a lunatic. He can't be good. He can't be talking about the temple. See, Jesus was talking about heavenly things. Nicodemus said, well, how can a man be born again and go into his mother's womb? Nicodemus, you're supposed to be the man about town. You're supposed to know these things. You've got to be born of the water and the Spirit. Jesus talking about heavenly things. And we got our mind on earthly things. Let this mind that was in Jesus Christ be also in you. If we got his mind, there's no telling what heights we can go to. But here it is. They want to try to hold him down. He says, in 3 days, I'm going to raise it up again. There is no way that he can raise it up again. But I want to tell you this morning, the good news is he did it. Yeah, he didn't need nobody. He didn't need anybody else. He did it on his own. He took the sting out of death. He did it. He took victory out of the grave. He did it. The forgiveness of all our sins with the blood running down. He did that. Let me tell you something else he did this morning. He woke you up this morning. Your alarm clock didn't do that. He did that. The activities of your limb, you didn't do that. He did that. The food on your table, he did that. The job that you retired off of, he did that. The ones who protected your children all along the way from cradle to teenage, he did that. He didn't need nobody else. He did. And isn't it good to have somebody that will keep that promise? Sister Johnson, it's just good to have somebody that you know they can do exceedingly and abundantly above or everything that we can expect or think. God is an awesome God. And here he's telling them along the way, the remembrers are, guess what? I'm going to do it. I like that commercial with Bo Jackson. His thing was just do it. I got a God who can't fail. He can do everything but fail. Guided you around the foreseen as well as the unforeseen dangers. Your car didn't do it. He did it. The thing about it is he says, I'm going to hang on this old rugged cross. I'm getting ready to leave y'all alone. He said, I'm going to hang here on this old rugged cross. Why are you going to hang, Jesus? Because I got to. You see, if I don't die, if I don't be the perfect sacrifice, if I don't let my blood stream down from Calvary, there'll be no forgiveness of sin. I know I stopped in the Garden of Gethsemane and I talked to my Father that it was possible to remove this bitter cup. But he told me no, and I said nevertheless. So I'm going on up to Della Rosa. I'm going under the weight of the cross. I'm going to meet Simon Serene there, and he going to help me carry it all the way to Golgotha. But I'm going to hang there. I'm going to lay my life down. Nobody's going to take my life. I'm going to lay my life down. He did it. I'm going to let them stretch me wide. He did it. I'm going to let him drop me low. He did it. But early Sunday morning, he did it. He got up just like he said he would. He did it. And I'm going to tell you something else. He's going to do it. He says, one of these days, I'm going to come back for you. I'm going to come back and my reward is going to be with you. And I'm looking forward that he's going to do it. He says, I'm going to take my throne right here on earth. I'm going to stay here 1,000,000 years. I'm going to get things in order. Don't you know he can do it? When you're lonely, he can comfort you. Yeah, when you are sick, he can heal you. He can do it. We've got some evidences here this morning that some of you should have been dead and buried long time ago, but Jesus stood over you and blessed your life. He did it. Through surgeries, put you under. He did it. They say you wasn't going to live from cancer, but you're still here. He did it. He did it all by himself. I like somebody who can do everything but fail. I think that's why the psalmist where it says, I look to the hills from which cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. Isn't he all right? Isn't he a good person to have in your life? He will do exactly. I've got some evidences that he did it. There are some situations in my life. As I close this message, there are some situations in my life, Sister Gail, that I know was nobody but the Lord. He did it. And we ought to thank him for doing what he done in our lives, what he's still doing in our lives, and what he will do in our life. Sister Conley, he did it. He's responsible for it. We got to give him the glory, and we got to give him the praise. Didn't he do it? Did it all by himself. And you know what? He's still doing it. He's sitting at the right hand of the Father. I'm trying to quit. He's sitting at the right hand of the Father. He's making intercessions for us. He's doing it. He is the man who can do it. Yeah. Some people think they got a fixer, but I got a fixer and a mind regulator. Yeah, I've got a heart fixer and a mind regulator. Won't he do it? And you know what I like about this? He do it. He does it in the morning. He does it at noonday. And he does it in the midnight hour. My God, my God, my God. Won't he do it? Won't Jesus do it? Whatever you need him to do. Now here's the kicker. If you want him to do something, you got to stand still. Every now and then you got to stand still and know that he's God. And sometimes you just got to stand still and watch him work. It's good to see Jesus work. And the place that we ought to see him really working is in our daily lives. And if he ain't working in your life, you need to get to know the man. There might be someone who's out of the ark of safety. There might be someone who don't know that Jesus will do it. He'll fix it for you. And when Jesus fixes it for you, it's fixed. Brother Chip, when he fixed it, yeah, you don't have to go home and take pills and check with him next week. He is a fixer. A right now God, Brother Donald, that's all you need is take whatever you have, give it to God, and he'll fix it for you. He'll do it. Whatever you need, whether coming by letter of restoration of faith or candidate for baptism, whatever you need.